Hi, Bill here, and today I'll be reviewing Toyworld's TW-FS03 movie series Green Hornet, or Toyworld's version of the last night's World War II Bumblebee. Here it is here, I'll just show you. Firstly, I got this from Kapow Toys. They sent this just out to me today, and there it is there. You've already seen reviews of this starting to pop up on YouTube, so there's been quite a few reviews already of this. Oh, so there you go, it's there. There's a Green Hornet there. There's the product shot there at the back, along with QR codes, etc. Pac-Man, all that kind of stuff. There's another product artist impression there, or box art should I say there. That there and that there. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get it out of the box. Okay. And as you can see, in front of you, here it is out of the box. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got the vehicle itself, obviously a Mercedes-Benz, that's what it's supposed to be. Supposed to be a Mercedes-Benz, and here it is here, looking really cool. And that's that, showing you there, showing you there. There's tampographs on them, you can see them there. I don't know if it's focusing in on the vehicle. You see the tampographs on it, numbers there and there, and the front of it. It has that kind of wash, kind of, if it focus in on the vehicle, that kind of dirty wash on the paint on it, which is really nice. It's there. You cannot move them forward. I thought you could. We'll get to that in transformation shortly. Nice. There's some metal parts on it, mostly down where the leg is, and maybe a couple of bits up in the arms, and looking really nice. Kind of jigsaw pieces sections there where panellings is. You see the kind of jigsaw parts that you've got to, it's kind of fiddly to get them off. That there. The only thing I have an issue with is the clearance issue with the clearance on this with the ground. That's really right almost at the bottom of the tyre, so trying to roll it on a flat surface, solid surface, is going to be an issue because it might scrape along that. That's the only trouble that I feel you're going to have, is the clearance issue. There's other issues with it too, which we'll get to over the course of the video, but yeah, that's the only issue I'm going to have, is the clearance with it on the ground there. It's definitely hanging almost level with the bottom tip of the tyre, bottom edge of the tyre, so you can have some clearance issues there. Looking really nice, and that's it. So we'll get to, if we can focus it in, we'll get to look at the other stuff. On here you've got the cobblestones that you got with Bulldog. There's a gun, looking really nice. Again in that grey. There's one of the masks. The mask there, I don't know if it's focusing in on the mask. Oh. There's the mask there. It's not focusing in on the mask, but there it's there. That's for one of the heads, because you get another Bumblebee movie style Bumblebee head with this as well. It just clips on the ball joint. There's no screws at the back, so you just have to pull the head off and replace it with this one. Of course, for one of these you get the other Bumblebee movie style battle mask. You get the other gun as well, done the kind of black bit and that kind of greyish wash that the vehicle's done in, and you get the hammer, you get his hammer as well, and the other part of the hammer you can connect it together, and that you can separate it and connect guns to it and whatever, which we'll get to. And that's that. Of course you get this. You get the instructions as well. I don't know if I can open this up. I can. Give me a minute. I'll show you what's in that other box in a minute. As you get that out, you get green Hornet and instructions. I don't know why it's all in blue. Funnily enough, there is a blue version coming out of this. There's different colorations of this coming out of the green Hornet. Although it's weird calling it green Hornet when it's a different colour like blue. Is it going to be called blue Hornet? Multicolour Hornet? I know they're bringing a multicolour one out. Purple Hornet? I know there's a purple one coming out. But yeah, it says there Mercedes-Benz 320. So there we are. Cars of World War II. So that it has the actual type of vehicle it hits on the instructions. So there you go. So that's really nice. But there we go. And just usual blood in the back. And you get the nice shot there. And of course this is just Toyworld stuff. I don't know what's in this. If there's anything inside it, nah, it's just that same thing you got in the back of the instructions. So yeah, rubbish. That, and you get the base. And what's good with these bases is they've got tiny little magnets on them. That's what these tiny wee holes are next to this thing. See that finger wiggling there? There's tiny wee little pinholes, so they're actual magnets. So if I get the other one that Bulldog has, take Bulldog off it. I brought Bulldog in, so I'll show you size comparisons after. You can actually, there is ways that you can actually connect these together like that. There is actually some magnetic force going on. They only work in certain ways, they don't work that way, they only work long ways, so the magnets connect like that. And of course the more figures you get, like the World War II Starscream, which we'll get to in a minute, I'll talk about in a minute, you can build these up. Unfortunately it doesn't work that way, you can't have it standing up, so they don't magnetise that way, just one way. That's that way and that's it. I don't know if it actually holds. Yeah, it does, it holds. It doesn't hold that well, but it does hold. So it is magnetised. Okay. Just thought I'd show that off. In fact, I could just keep that on like that. That's a nice cobbled street to put the review on. Never thought of that. Right. I'm getting to this box now. This is actually for the World War II Starscream. And here, as we open it up, that's the number on it there. Nothing in the back. No instructions. It's build a figure. I'll let you do that. It's build a figure. And that's our World War II Starscream. I don't know what size he's going to be, pretty big, because this is obviously his foot or his leg. And you can open it up like that. His leg can open up to that size. I don't know if you can actually close it up, and I don't know. That's his foot there like that, so it's actually quite tall. You can actually, and the rest of it is Build-A-Figure. I don't like Build-A-Figures. Now, there was one supposed to come with Bulldog, but at the time when they started giving these Build-A-Figure parts out, I had Bulldog before they started doing that, so that's why it wasn't included in the video. Well, this part wasn't included in the video, so that's why I didn't have Bulldog. So that's why that is. So, but yes, he does come in different colorations too. Someone told me you can actually get the full figure. You don't need to wait to get the rest of them to get the Build-A-Figure. And the one I would have liked is the red Baron coloured one, you know, the red one. That would look nice, but unfortunately Kapow Toys hasn't got any of these in, so I haven't been able to get it through there. I think there's some Asian or Chinese toy website that happen to have them on, but it could be costly. And this is actually more costly getting the Build-A-Figure, because you've got to get figures you may or may not want to get the one that you do. to build the one that you do, which is a World War II Starscream, and it could be more costly that way than just getting the figure itself. So there's food for thought there, just in the way you want to get this, because you don't want to have to get the World War II Bumblebee and the Bulldog again, although Bulldog's getting repainted in Warpath colours and with a new head as Warpath, so you may want to get that. Whether the Build-A-Figure comes with it, I don't know. And of course the Bumblebee is coming in with Riot Shield in a blue colour, and he's getting a Police Riot Shield and all that kind of thing, so he's just coming in different colours as well, the World War II Bumblebee. So, but it's up to yourself, it's what you can afford. But personally I would rather just get the full figure, but it's going to be costly through these Asian online markets to do that, and shipping costs and all that, rather than going through somewhere like Kapow Toys. It might be a wee bit cheaper for me because of the location that I'm in, or country that I'm in. It might be cheaper for me. So, but yeah, I'm not too keen in Build-A-Figures. Now with something like Transformers Cyberverse, you've got McAdam, but he is a non-transforming figure. He's a Build-A-Figure, but with this, it does transform. It's a nice looking airplane from the pictures we've seen of it, and the different colorations. Now it does have that written on it. It has now that's, I've got to say this carefully, that's Fokker, not Meet the Fokkers, it's Fokker, because that's the type of aircraft it was. It's a Fokker. So that's that. Okay, so that's what this part's off of, but I don't intend to get the rest of them to build the complete figure. I'd rather get the whole thing rather than having to go through having to get that. So no, I won't be participating in getting this. It is nice, it is going to be big, but it's not something I plan on doing and getting. I'll put that away out the road. So back to Bumblebee. I spent about 20 minutes talking about that, but I needed to get it out there because I don't like the Build-A-Figure. I'd rather just get the full thing. Right, now put these on. There are ways you can put these on to the vehicle itself without having to, I don't know how you store that thing. That's a bit, I think there's ways you can actually add this, because you can clip these on. There's tabs and slots you can put them into to get the damn thing. Yeah, it's like that, isn't it? I don't know if that actually slots or tabs into that. It does actually tab in, but I don't know if there's a way you can. I think there is. I think you can. You can just slots and tabs again, and you can put that in there like that. Okay, so it gives a wee nub as a gun barrel. Now, the best place to put it is either just behind the seat there. It does get thinner towards the back, so you're not going to get a very good grip. So either just put it in behind the seat there and put it there for weapon storage. Just in behind the seat where the hinge is, just right up against it, and it'll actually hold in there very securely. If you put it further back, it narrows and it'll be loose, a lot looser. So we put it there, and there you go. That's him, got his weapon storage on him. Looking a bit daft, I know, but that's his weapon storage. But make sure it's either at the front, or if you have to put it behind that hinge or behind the seat, just in behind it, right behind that hinge, and no further back, otherwise it gets narrower and the thing will not stay on as well. Okay, so that's where you put it. That's that. There you go, take them off. You can put the seats forward, because obviously for transformation purposes you can put them forward like that. You can fold them away. You cannot move this because of that there. I thought that bit flips up. It doesn't. It's actually attached to that hinge that's actually in there. Otherwise you could bring that forward and cover up But I'm hoping a third-party company actually comes along and gives you a roof, because you can actually fold this bit down. I'll see if I can actually do it. I don't know if I can do it on here, but when it's separate, you can move them out and fold it down flat against the. It's going to sit down there for the back of its legs anyway. So you could fold them flat down there, and you would get a roof that you could put on that could maybe transform and double as a shield for Bumblebee. I don't know if they'll bring something like that out, but it'd be cool if you had a roof on there, even though one wasn't present on the in the movie. You know, it was open. It was just open. I don't know if I can get this up, but anyway. So that's that, and you do get detailing on there as well. If you can bring that up, you do get detailing, dialing, and the steering wheel on there as well. So that's pretty cool. 16 minutes and I still haven't transformed this. Right, so I don't know about the other head, but there it is, and you can put the Bumblebee mask on it. It just clips on like that. I think it just clips on it. I think it's supposed to just friction on or something like that. I know it's supposed to just friction on. Oh, maybe that's the wrong one. Ah, that's it. It's that one. You can put it on like that. It just holds in there with friction, I think. It does fit on there snugly. So one goes on one and one goes in the head. It's already on the vehicle, on the figure. So there we go. So that one fits on there. It just kind of frictions on, I believe. So there we go. So that's that. Right, let's get down to transformation. So what do you want to do? First of all, you get in under here. First of all, you take that up, put it out the road. That's going to be the chest section. Second of all, you untab all this stuff. You untab that. There, comes out. Right, do the same with that side. Untab this, comes out. It does tab in to that slot there. There's a tab there. It's into that slot there where my finger is. Okay, so that's how you do that bit. This bit, it does, well, if it hasn't untabbed anyway, you untab it and bring it away like this. You obviously close them seats over. That's the other thing you've got to do, is close the seats over like this, and put the seats away. Oh, these seats should be really away like that. Right. I'll work with the back, because the back's really fiddly. It's a nightmare. I did a transformation of this before. It was a nightmare. Right, what you do is you bring the whole thing down. It's on a swing hinge like that. The hinge comes down like that. There's a metal hinge in there, if you can see it. It swings down. It kind of swings down and opens up, because it's kind of collapsed in. The hinge is kind of collapsed in, but you swing it down till it's further out like that. You obviously put the thingy forward, you open them out, and you can split the legs. This is where it gets annoying. First, right, here's a bit I showed earlier. You can actually, yeah, it's quite tough to do. You open them out and push it against the back. Do the same with the other one. Open them out, push it against the back. They can open out further. People don't know what these are for. I thought it closed right over the open canopy, but it doesn't. The engineering of it doesn't allow for that. But there you go, you can keep them closed just now, so we can show what's going on. You can move them out the road. That actually moves out the road like that. We'll work on the legs first. This is so annoying. Right. You actually, the legs are collapsed in and you open them out like that. So you actually open it out further. And these are made of metal, these bits. Again, we'll pull them down like that, and that actually is collapsing, it folds over itself. So you're just pulling it out further like that. Okay. This is where it gets fiddly. You open this out. And you open this out, this bit out. It's on a kind of weird hinge. Everything's all hinged in here. I might not be able to show you properly. So you kind of open all this out, or try to. It's not easy. Yeah, it's a bit of a bother. Actually, you can open that out and push that forward like that. That's actually metal as well, I think. So you push that bit forward like that and up out the road. There is other bits you can move forward, but we'll get to that when we can actually open this thing out, man. Right now it's been a pain in the butt to get at. Because that wheel's in the road. Oh, it's so tough. Right, we're getting there. You move that round there like that, and you try, and if you can, to move that out there like that. It's a struggle to get that past there. There's clearance issues with this. There's a couple of bits that are clearance issues because it just won't clear to. So you've got to try and struggle. I'll put that back in there. You've got to try and move it out there like that and move it through these gaps and all kinds of things. Anyway, once you've achieved that, you rotate that bit down there like this. You move the toe section. Well, wait a minute. You move the toe section around like that. You have that wheel out there because there's clearance issues again. You move it around like that. You move the toe out there like that. Now, here's a bit that gets tricky. You push that bit round there like that as a heel spur. And you push that down. Now there's a notch in the inside. You can't really see it that well inside there, which that actually has to go and live in. But these are actually supposed to move forward. And it's so tight. It does actually move forward, but it is so damn tight to get it in there. I see, you heard that clip, it clips into that section there. But it's so tight, you've got to really move it around. So once you do that, and you have that sitting in there like that, as a little piston that's sticking out of the shin. And there it is. Oh, right, to tidy this up. This is where it gets tricky. Right, first of all, you get it to there. You have to push it round there like that. There's clearance issues there, trying to get it past all this gubbins and then fold it in like that. You fold it in and over itself. Now this, if I remember rightly how it goes in, there's a little notch and a tab somewhere. It does live in there, but it does tab in. Ah, there it is. There's a tiny wee tab there where my finger is. I don't know if you can actually see that, hold on. And there's a wee slot in there. So when you've got everything together, it just slots in. You don't hear it tabbing in. And that's the foot done. So you do the same with the second one, which is a nightmare, but I'll do it anyway. Or I might cut it out. Hold on. How long is this video? Okay, so I've got the other leg done. I just did it off screen because, off camera, because just for time things, I tend to do these things too long, and I'll probably do that in future, just show one leg and cut the other one out, because it's, if you're seeing one done, you know how to do the other kind of thing. I know it's a bit cutting corners, but if it's want to keep the video reviews down, I know I was long-winded at the start about Starscream and all that, but anyway, we'll continue. Right, so you get to this stage, you move these things forward and you rotate these bits up. You move that forward like that, and you rotate that bit down like that, and it rotates against the leg like that. Do the same on the other side, rotate it down, rotate it down, and fold it in. It doesn't clip in, it just stays in, but it's quite tight on mine, so it just stays there. Right, now to get the chairs out. So you rotate the chairs round. This is the best way of doing this. The top end is as fiddly as the bottom end to try and do. The best way to do it, you bring them down. They're in the rotational bit as well. See that? So you bring them down and you try and rotate these chairs out the road. Yeah. It's the clearance issues. If you rotate it forward a wee bit on that metal pin hinge in the middle there, you'll get clearance to rotate the chairs out the way. Okay, so you do that, and then you've got to unhook all this stuff from the front, which isn't easy. Dear, this is not easy. So you can pull it out there like that. Like that. It's best to have it out there like that, and these actually clip in. See, there's a tab there. Try and unhook it from that and have them forward like that. Now these actually swing forward. They're very tight, but they do actually go forward. They do actually go forward. I'll do it later. And on that hinge there, it swings forward, so you can see. But I'll get it to that shortly. Right, so you get the arms out the road. You obviously know they're the arms. Have them up out the road. These bits like to swing around like God knows what. Right, you take these fake half wheels or spare tyres and you push it into the middle here. We'll do the same on the other side. You take them and push them in to the middle here. Right, you open this out. We're not finished. You open the kind of part, the back part of the wheel arch at the front. It does rotate up, and you rotate these chest filler sections out. I'll do that again. The chest filler sections live in there and you rotate them out. Okay, and then you lower it down, or keep it lowered down like that. Right, we're getting there. this locks in, and it's difficult to get out of there because it's tabbed in well, or it's supposed to be tabbed in well in between these two bits, but you have the purchase to get in there now. Everything's opened out, and open this section up and open that out, and that's where the head lives. So you rotate the head down. Well, first of all, you can rotate this bit back, and obviously that's where your gun or your weapon storage is going to be, in that clip there for the hammer. And it's just a matter of trying to get this blooming thing to rotate down. Oh, of course, I've got to rotate these tyres at the back. They're on a rotational hinge, so you just rotate the tyres out the road to get the clearance. Forgot about that. So you rotate the tyres round, take that, and the whole thing's supposed to swing down. But before you do that, there's this little tiny wee bit in there. If you've got any fingernails or use a tool, you've got to open this bit up. I might have to use a tool because it doesn't want to open up for me. Right, I'll use a tool. Get me a tool. You're supposed to open this up. That bit opens up. You see the bit I was lifting with the knife there? And that opens up like that, and it's got a tiny wee tab in the top of it. So you're supposed to rotate this stuff down if things are out the road. Well, things don't seem to be out the road, but when they are, you're supposed to rotate this stuff down, and the whole thing is supposed to fit into place. But the damn thing doesn't want to behave on camera. Yeah, it's getting clear. There's clearance issues here. Okay. But okay, when you manage to get clearance issues out the road, it rotates down like that, and then you lift this up. Oh wait, these have got tabs on them. These have got tabs on them. These have got tabs on them right there. I don't know if it's difficult to see. See where my fingernail is. There, the one I'm wiggling. There's tab there, and same with one at the other side. They fit into slots there on the bottom of these fenders. Okay, so you've got to do that. One fits in, but I can't get the other one to fit in very well. One slots in, but the other doesn't want to slot in very well. You've got to angle it and get it right, and it doesn't want to live in there very well. It won't stay in. So you get one side in, but there's always one side it wants to be difficult and doesn't want to stay in. But anyway, back to what we're doing. You lift this up, and there's a wee tiny wee hole there that fits in that tab there. Again, it doesn't stay in there very well. It wants to keep coming out of there. There's nothing to stop this hinge from collapsing. It isn't held in place. It just wants to collapse when you try to do this. So it's not that easy, and it doesn't stay in that bit very well, unfortunately. So I just got to have it the way it is. This bit does rotate round. As you can see, it rotates round like that. I hope all that was in focus, by the way. And these move round like that. These shoulder pieces, they move round. Oh god, this thing just decided to collapse again. Yeah, it's not the best. There's lots of quality control issues with this. And you'll see one quality control issue it has with mine that just is a bit annoying. You'll see what it is in a minute. Right, we've got that there. Got that there. Now we take out the fist. Open it out and you can open up the thumb. Okay. Rotate this around. And you can actually, I tend to have this like this, because they bits don't lock in. That's one thing you'll see in a lot of video reviews of this figure. They don't lock in and they tend to flop around. I try to have it where it's angled, where it catches against it to some degree, and it might not move as much, but you're never going to get it exact. It's not an exact science. You're never going to get it to hold, and it will flop all over the damn place, unfortunately. Okay, so, oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. There's a tab in there, a slot there. You accordion that down onto that, and it collapses down into position. See what I mean? It just keeps flapping about. There's no easy way to have that held. This one's actually holds better, actually, I feel, because you can put the chair there. I think there's a little knob on there that you're supposed to swing the chair round and it's collapsed, and then it's supposed to sit in there. There's actually a slot underneath for that knob to go on. But because these tend to flop around, this one actually works better. It actually holds it in position using that. It's not perfect, it's not an exact science, but it does kind of hold it. The other one flops around too much, and the chair and the hand tend to move together, which is weird. So bring the other hand out. Bring the other hand out. And there we go. There's Bumblebee in his robot mode. You can angle these how you like, but that's how he's supposed to be. Now you can see already, oh, that's flopping, but the one that's wrong with mine's got a wobbly leg. Now it's not the bit with the screw on it, it's that lower one with a pin that's very loose. I know you can probably see you can use some floor polish to tighten that up. I don't have any, but if I did and I managed to squeeze some in there, I could probably tighten that up. But yeah, mine's got a very wobbly leg. And these bits like to, because they don't tab in, like to flop around. But anyway, we'll try and stand them on this cobble thing and see where we can go for there. But oh, and that likes to pop out as well, which is annoying. It doesn't want to stay in there at all. I'll just have to have it like that. There's nothing I can do. It's not staying in. That's the other issue, is this bit doesn't stay in. It just does not want to stay at all. So that's him in his robot mode, and he's looking pretty cool. If I can get them to stand without. There he is. I don't know why one leg's longer than the other. That's a bit weird. Yeah, that is very weird. Why is one leg longer than the other? But anyway, there he is there. Looking really cool. That's Bumblebee. Oh, that's why. his foot he was caught underneath his foot. So that's him there. Oh, see, he wants to fall over now. It's not easy. So that's that. So that's him. But aye, we'll give him his weapons now. We can put his visor on him. I think he can actually wear this one. So you can have the Bumblebee mask on him. We'll have that. That's him there. Take that off. You can weaponize the guy up. You can hold his weapons, I think, in his hands, I believe. Not sure, quite sure how he holds it, but I know he can hold his weapons in his hands. Probably better going that way, actually. But I know he can hold his gun. I don't quite know how sure he can, quite know how he can hold his gun. I think I know how. You push that up like that and it opens up a new handle, and you can push that in there and it's supposed to hold it and whatever. So he can hold his gun in his hand. It's not the best. I think there's supposed to be a little tab and slot in there, but it's not the best at holding it. Or he can hold his hammer. You put it together and he can hold his hammer in his hand. Again, it's not perfect. Getting the damn thing on. So there we go. He can hold his hammer like that. So pretty cool. Or you can store the hammer on the back. That's what that's for. I don't know whereabouts it's supposed to store. Probably there. He can have his hammer like that. There's a storage for it on the back. And that's that. Okay. And that's his mask, and he can hold both guns in either hand. I don't think there's any storage on the side there to put it. There's no hip places that you can store the gun on. See, there's no that's too big, so there's no really any places you could store it on the figure. You could maybe put it in that slot there. I don't know if it will fit in that slot there. The gun, it does. You can slot it in there. There's a slot there to put the gun. If you want them to have upper arm weapons. There's nothing in the shoulders. You can't hold it in the shoulders anywhere, unfortunately. But it would be cool if I had it up there. But there's nowhere to store it up there. But there is these slots in the upper arms to slot it into. Lower arms, maybe. But I think it's a bit much. I don't think you can really. But I think that's the only place you can really put it is in there. On. That's it really. So you can have it in the upper arm or on there, and that's him. So without further ado, let me do a size comparison. And here he is next to Bulldog. So there you go. So that's him holding his weapon and his thing with his hand. It's looking pretty cool. Okay. And here he is next to Siege Brunt. I think he's a deluxe class. So deluxe Brunt. So he's a wee bit shorter than a deluxe. Just a wee bit shorter than a deluxe. That Bumblebee obviously not as big as Bulldog. So that's that. So I'll take them out of there. And I forgot to do show you Mixed Bulldog in vehicle mode. I'll do that at the end. So let's go on to articulation, shall we? The up and down movement. He does have ball joints in at the arms there. There's ball joints there. So you can get that, but the wheels are a hindrance, so whatever I don't think he can get right round. Well, you'd have to rotate the wheels to. It came off the ball joint. That's not good. Try to get it on the ball joint. There it is. Oh, damn, it keeps coming off. Okay. You can't get the arm right round then. There it is. So you can't get the arm right round or it comes off the ball joint, which I just showed you. So, but you can try and get the arm right round. The head moves up and down. It's in a ball joint, left, right and centre, because obviously you have to take it off and replace it with the other head, which I'm not going to do. It can go wiggly waggly. Now that thing just keeps coming out of there. See, that's one of the many thingy issues with this. Quality control, QEC issues. It doesn't tab in. That is loose. These bits don't stay in. You can put the seat up against it like that, like I showed, but there's no guarantees it will hold it in place and things like that. And of course the transformation of the legs is that fiddly, and you could have stressing the plastic and trying to get it round sections and all that. So yes, it's not the best of figures to transform. So you get a waist rotation. You can do a KO like that. He does have ankle tilt as well. I don't think he's got any back and forward movement, but he can bend at the leg in two places as well, so you can get that much back because of the kibble on the road, and you can actually move that far forward. He does have an upper leg rotation there, but again with the kibble in the road you're not going to get much rotation, and same with the other leg, and that's it. I've obviously got the opening and closing of the fists and the hands. There's no rotation in the hands, I don't think. No, there isn't. And he does have a elbow joint. I don't know if, he has an elbow rotation as well. So he's got an elbow rotation and a joint there, and obviously up and down movement. But the kibble really gets in the road of everything. So getting some really good rotational uses out of the joints is going to be minimalistic at best. But that's him. He's obviously got metal bits there. I think there and there in the middle bits there. I don't know if he's got any in the upper sections. I think he's got metal in there as well. This middle section here is obviously metal. So he does have a little bit, good wee bit of metal going on in the figure. It doesn't weigh that much, but there is a good bit of metal. I think it's mostly around the feet area. There's sections around here that's metal and that, but all in all, it's not bad. It's definitely the best representation of the World War II Bumblebee. That much I'll say. He's definitely the best representation because of his proper Mercedes-Benz alt mode. But he like the Studio series, who is completely nothing like that in his alt mode. He does come with issues like loose limbs, kibble that gets in the road of articulation, bits that don't clip in anywhere, don't have clips to clip in anywhere, bits that like this that won't stay clipped in, and the fiddliness of trying to transform the legs and from vehicle to leg mode and back again. It's that fiddly. But apart from that, if you can overlook all these, he's actually not a bad figure. And of course, if like me, you don't like builder figures, and you know, you've got the Starscream part with it that you're never going to complete, because you want the whole Starscream and not just buy a whole bunch of figures that you don't want to get the one that you do. So the builder figure, to me anyway, it's my own personal issue, it's just a waste of time. It's better getting the whole figure than getting one and having to buy a whole lot of figures to complete it. So, and some of which you might not want anyway, and it costs 3 times as much as getting the whole figure anyway. So that's the issues there. But it is what it is, I guess. It does come with it. There's nothing you can really do about that. And I don't know if it adds to the cost or what of the figure, but it certainly comes with it anyway. So that's that. And there isn't different colorations. There's one that's a multicoloured one, a purple one, a green one, I believe, a blue one that comes with a police riot shield, and that, and the Starscreams, and this figure, there is going to be a retool head as in different coloration as Warpath, and there's a Warpath head which I've seen a picture of, so he's coming in different colours as well. But that's him. Oh wait, I'll quickly transform it back to vehicle mode if I can. And here it is back in the vehicle mode with Bulldog, this vehicle mode. So that's him. Okay, so that's that. So that has been Toyworld's TW-FS03 movie series Green Hornet. Okay. So it's already out. There's different colorations coming out, as we know. Different Bulldog coming out as Warpath. You could probably get the Starscream as a full figure, probably cheaper than doing it this way as builder figure. And that's that. Okay, so without further ado, I'll end it. Other coming up, I've got Siege Astral Train whenever it comes out. I think it's December, and in January I think it's Studio Series World War II Hot Rod, the retool of World War II, the World War II Bumblebee. So I'll get that coming, and that's it. Okay, I better go now. That's me. Bye. Thank you.